Hi. Sorry I came in late, so bear with me if you already answered my questions. Are there any pointers of credible sources on the role of Stern gangs in 1948? And what happened to them after that, after 1948? Did they just assimilate into the civil society as citizens, or were they the seat of the IDF?
No.
What happened to them?
No. There were what were called, at the time, right-wing Zionist groups, like what were called the Stern Gang, the Irgun. They didn't play a major role in the 1948 war. I'm not so sure if it's all that important to differentiate them from the rest of the Israeli society. They had real political differences, but the real political differences were not really on the issues which turned out to be formative for the conflict. So, for example, I quote to you earlier Benny Morris, who said that the idea of transfer, expulsion, it was inbuilt in the Zionist idea. It wasn't right-wing Zionists versus labor Zionists, Ben-Gurion versus Begin, or Ben-Gurion versus Jabotinsky. On the fundamental issue, they didn't really disagree. You want to create a Jewish state in an area that's overwhelmingly non-Jewish. The only way you can do it is by getting rid of the native population. That's why it was, as Morris said, inevitable and inbuilt in the Zionist idea. Morris makes the point, however you cut up the map of Palestine, there was always a large Arab presence in any Jewish state. Some of you may know in 1937, 38, there was this British commission of inquiry called the Peel Commission. And they were going to make a small Jewish state, not 56% of Palestine, a tiny fragment of Palestine, maybe 30% or even less if my memory is right. And even in the 30%, they said 225,000 Arabs will have to be expelled. There was just no way you can cut up this map without having a large Arab presence. And then there was the other problem. Where are you going to put the Jews? The land is owned by the Arabs. The only way you can find place for the Jews is to expropriate the indigenous population. These aren't theoretical questions. They're not matters of theory. It's not like if the Zionists had decided to create a state in some South Sea island which was uninhabited, no problem would have arisen, and expulsion being inbuilt and inevitable would never have arisen. But you're trying to create a state which, on the eve of Zionist colonization, was 95% Muslim and Christian Arab. And the only way you can create an overwhelmingly Jewish state in an area which is overwhelmingly non-Jewish is by getting rid of the indigenous population. It was a practical problem.